Hey, it's BT with the MotoGP Jerez review, and remember I told you that that I didn't get the review up yesterday because I was traveling. As you can hear, I'm in the airport. But see what I do? You see what I do when I travel? I still find a place to post it up because I love GP and I love you guys. Thank you. Anyway, let's get down to it. Moto 3. We got to talk about Moto 3. Let me tell you something. What Brad Binder did yesterday was incredible. He started from 31st on the grid. His team screwed him around with the some technical stuff. I can't get into it. Technical stuff. He had to start from 31st on the grid, and he won. And it's different from what Valentino did in Valencia, where everybody loves Valentino and everybody got out of his way. This is Moto 3. You got 15-year-olds who hold a grudge, who hate you because you stepped on their foot when they were in second grade. Anyway, he 31st on the grid, and he won by like what, 4 seconds, 3 seconds. That was incredible. That was the most incredible performance in racing I think I've ever seen. To be 34st, and honestly, they should check his bike for steroids. They really should. For performance-enhancing drugs. They should check Brad Binder's bike for steroids. What he did was incredible. And the funny thing about it was watching him race, and then all of a sudden, Bagnaia looked behind him like, is that who I think it is? It was like a horror movie, like, is that Brad Binder? And he turned around, and it's almost like he whispered to Navarro, hey man, you ain't gonna believe who's right behind us. And Navarro was like, who? And he goes, Brad Binder. And he goes, shut the front door. No, Brad Binder's behind us. And just when they go, Brad Binder came, and Brad Binder passed me, go, there goes back. He gone. He gone. He gone. And the fact that, honestly, that just decimates everybody's confidence. If a guy from 31st comes and beats you and you were in first place for more than half of the race and you don't even podium, that affects your whole everything. I mean, he's done. Jorge Navarro led for almost the whole race and he didn't even podium. He didn't even podium. I mean, he's got to be like just shaking. You know, like you ever watch on Friday the 13th when Jason comes through the door and they put an axe through his head and he's still coming. And you're like, no, I killed you. And he goes, and that's exactly what Brad Binder, that's exactly what Jorge Navarro, he's like, no, I can't, and that's exactly what happened. Brad Binder, that was incredible. He's got the championship now. Remember when I said he's going to friend zone his way into a championship? I take that back. What he did was incredible. Only person I can see him getting beat by now is actually Jorge Navarro. If he shakes it off and goes, okay, that was just one of the things. If he shakes it off, Bagnaia. And let me tell you something, man. What Bulaga, good-looking Bulaga, what that kid did was, the moves he did on the last lap, that's the move for champions. Watch Bulaga. Bulaga's going to be in the hunt for the championship. I can't believe he's outperforming his teammate Fanati. Fanati should be ashamed of himself. Seriously, for what he did. But what Bulaga did was he got the pole position. Props to Valentino Rossi and the VR Academy. The Italians are back, and I think it makes racing even that much better on every level. So the Italians and the Spaniards are going at it, and they got the mix of the Swiss riders in Moto 2. I think it's great. So anyway, props to Brad Binder. That bike was on steroids. If they should test the bike, they should test that bike right after the race and check it for. Even Barry Bonds would be like, "Damn, man, you taking something." That's how much that bike was on steroids. For what he did was incredible. Anyway, let's go on to Moto 2. Moto 2 is a nice little race. Congratulations to Sam Lowes for doing the damn thing. Sam was on it. The way he backs that bike in is beautiful, man. Sam Lowes was on it. You can't help but love Sam Lowes. Besides, Sam Lowes went toe-to-toe with Keenan Safaglu, and he survived. Not many people can say that. So props to Sam Lowes. I tell you what, for the championship, Sam Lowes, Jonas Folger is getting it together, and he's going to be viable in the championship. Jonas Folger. Alex Rins is weird, man. Rins wasn't running good the whole weekend, but he's still podiumed. I like what Morbidelli's doing. A lot of weird crashes, and Alex Marquez. I tell you what, if he wasn't a Marquez, he'd be in WSBK, right? He'd be in World Superbike, racing Super Sport, and they'd be like, hey, man, And he wouldn't be podium there. He's having a bad year. I don't know what it is. He can't finish a race. I don't know. I feel bad for him. I love the guy. I really do. I love Alex Marquez, but it's like even Mark is like, damn. Anyway, so let's go to MotoGP. What Valentino Rossi did, that was an ass whooping. Let's just be honest. That was an ass whooping. Like, I've taken ass whoopings before, and that was an ass whooping to the highest of degrees. I mean, he did a Lorenzo on Lorenzo. He beat him at his own game. He got the pole. He led going into the whole shot, the first turn. Why am I running out of breath? And he led the entire race. And he passed Lorenzo right back. And here's what. Remember, I always say, I don't know, you guys always on Lorenzo's ass. And I go, no, Lorenzo's a good guy, whatever. Leave him alone. Lorenzo bitched about it. Remember toward the end, he goes, the tire, I could not on the straightaway. No, the bike, it wasn't. It kept spinning, so I had to go 80%. And I thought, oh no. I mean, he was pissy when he got off the bike at Parc Fermé. He was like, you know what? Just take your ass whooping like a man. You know, just take your ass whooping, and that's what you got. You got your ass whooped. Your 37-year-old teammate whooped your ass like an old man. He gave a whooping like a dad gives a kid for coming home late, like back in the old days, like in the 50s and 60s. You know, when there was nothing to do, and you had to be home by 10, and you come home at 10:02, and he's like, take your belt off. No, Daddy. That's what Valentino Rossi did. It was an incredible display. Rossi was on it the whole weekend. Let me tell you something. It's not the fact that Rossi still wants to race. It's the fact that he still wants to get better. He has a riding coach. At 20 years in the game, he has a riding coach. That's like Michael Jordan getting a shooting coach right now. Incredible. What Valet did was awesome. And the fact that Marc Marquez is maturing, it's not, like he said, it's not good for the fans, but it's good for him trying to get the championship. I mean, the fans are bitching, but hey, Mark's going to win that championship. Unlike last year when he would just go for it, and it was Pennant or Bennett. Mark is like, you know what? My bike ain't doing well. I'm going to sit back, chill back here, watch these two go at it. I'm going to, sip a little wine or whatever, watch them like, oh, nice race, Valet. That's what he did, man. He chilled out. He's growing up. It's not good for us, but it's good for him in the championship. And he's still growing. And Mark was happy with third. This is the first time ever, starting in Qatar, that I've seen Mark happy with third place. He's like, that bike must be horrible. If he's happy with third place, that bike must be terrible. Anyway, props to Marc Marquez for growing up. It's still ugly on the podium, if you notice. Like, Valet won't look at them, and they'll pass each other without even looking at each other, and it's just like, it's, you know what? It's like mom and dad, like, fighting each other, and they're going through a divorce, and they just walk down the hall and don't look at each other like, oh, man, this is ugly. And that's what it is, man. But anyway, it is what it is. Valet did a great job. And besides, Valet's got the experience with Michelin. Valet was around when Michelin was down for the first time. So Valet probably put his reading glasses on, went through his old files, and goes, oh, Michelin. And he probably got his notes down like, oh yeah, Michelin. The tires give off around mid part of the race. Okay. I'll note that. He's got notes from 1993. Before them kids were even born. They were shitting in diapers. Anyway, great job by Valet. And I think it's funny how Valet was pouring champagne in that goblet cup to Lynn Jarvis. And Jorge was on the other side of the podium like, and what about me? And I know good and well they were like, well, hey, aren't you going to another team next year? By the way, what did y'all finish this week? Oh, 8th. Okay, that's nice. Anyway, Jorge's going to Ducati next year. I think that's great. Poor Dovizioso. I don't know what Dovi did. Dovi must have pissed on an old Indian burial ground and then took a dump on it, and then a black cat ran out in front of him as he walked underneath the ladder and broke a mirror. All at the same time. Nobody has that much bad luck. Nobody. Not even the Cleveland Browns. Poor Dovey. He's a good dude. I don't know what's going on there. I think you got to give it to Iannone for the ride. I think you do. It's not Dovey's fault, but all things considered, you got to let Dovey go, I think. Let me tell you something. The Suzukis have put a little oomph in MotoGP. The Suzukis are doing a great job, I think. And Alicia Spargo, you notice, he outperformed Maverick for 2 weeks in a row. I think Alicia's like, he's showing Suzuki, hey, I'm still here. You know, like I'm still here. You know what? It's kind of like Scarlett Johansson. You know, when like all the other hot actresses are there, and she's like, "Excuse me, I'm still here." Halle Berry. You know, oh, Beyonce's fine. Really? I'm still here. And I think that's what Alicia Spargo did, man. Good for him. The Suzuki's are back. If they get a better start, and if they can if they can get the whole shot, it'll make GP a little bit better, man. And I hope that's what happens. Anyway, I love the racing. Hope you guys love the racing also. Hit me up on the comments, whatever. I'm glad you guys watched. Like I said, I'm at the airport right now, but I want to get this out as soon as possible. God, I thought the racing overall was okay. The races were okay. I mean, as far as battles, the best battles happened not in the front though, and MotoGP didn't really show that too much. Like the best battle, I think, for Pedrosa and Alicia Spargo. Props to Eugene Laverty, Cal Crutchlow just for keeping it upright. But Eugene Laverty raced his ass off. Congratulations to him. Congratulations to the people in Moto 2. Like I said, Morbidelli did a great job. Congratulations to, like I said, Brad Binder was the surprise of the weekend, the race. He and Valet, but I kind of give it to Brad Binder. Binder started at 31st. At 31st. And just the fact when Bagnaia was like, when he did that double take, like, is that who I think it is? Anyway, I gotta let you go, guys. Thank you so much for watching my Jerez review. Props to the people from Jerez for the passion for MotoGP. I love it. I love you guys. Thank you so much. Talk to you guys later. Peace.